Hello everyone! Today we'll be going over growing your own pickle garden. Welcome to Home and Garden Review Nook. We share simple tips, honest reviews, and clever ideas to help you love your space more. Hit subscribe and stay tuned. First up, we're talking cucumbers. You can't have a pickling garden without these. They're like the stars of the show, you know? Cucumbers are so easy to grow, even if you're just starting out. Now, there are all sorts of varieties, but for pickling, I like to go with either a bush cucumber or a vining cucumber. Bush cucumbers stay nice and compact, so they're great if you're working with limited space. Vining cucumbers, on the other hand, need a little more room to grow. You'll want to give them a trellis or some sort of support to climb on. When it comes to planting, cucumbers love the sunshine, at least 6 to 8 hours a day, and make sure you give them plenty of water, especially when it's hot out. Now, you'll want to check on your cucumbers regularly because they grow fast. You'll know they're ready to be picked when they're firm and have a nice deep green color. Next up, we're adding a little spice to our pickling garden with some radishes. These little gems are some of the fastest growing vegetables you can plant. I'm talking just a few weeks from seed to harvest. Radishes come in all sorts of pretty colors, from classic red to bright pink to even white and purple. They add a nice peppery bite to pickles that's just irresistible. Plant your radish seeds directly in the garden after the last frost. They like well-drained soil and a spot with partial shade, especially during the hottest parts of the day. Radishes are pretty low maintenance, just make sure you keep the soil moist, and you'll be rewarded with a bountiful harvest in no time. Now let's talk carrots. These root veggies add a touch of sweetness and a beautiful pop of color to our pickles. Plus, they're packed with nutrients. Carrots need a little more patience than some of our other quick pickling veggies, but trust me, they're worth the wait. When you're picking out your carrot seeds, you'll notice there are all sorts of shapes and sizes. For pickling, I like to go with smaller varieties like baby carrots or Nantes carrots. They're more tender and have a sweeter flavor. When you're planting your carrot seeds, make sure you give them plenty of space to grow. You'll want to thin them out once they start sprouting so they don't crowd each other out. And just like radishes, carrots prefer well-drained soil and a little bit of afternoon shade. Chapter 4, Earthy Beets. Now let's add something special to our pickling garden with some beets. These vibrant root vegetables not only bring a gorgeous pop of color, but they also have an amazing earthy sweetness that's perfect for pickling. Beets can be a little tricky to grow, but don't let that scare you. Just like carrots, they prefer loose, well-drained soil and a spot that gets at least 6 hours of sunlight a day. When it comes to planting, you can either sow beet seeds directly into the garden or start them indoors a few weeks before the last frost. Beets need a little space to grow, so make sure you thin them out to about 3 to 4 inches apart. And don't forget to keep the soil moist, especially during dry spells. Chapter 5, Crisp Green Beans. Let's talk green beans. These garden staples add a wonderful crispness and fresh flavor to pickles. Plus, they're so versatile. You can pickle them whole, cut them into pieces, or even use just the young, tender beans for a more delicate crunch. Green beans are another one of those vegetables that are super easy to grow, even if you're short on space. You can find bush varieties that stay nice and compact or go with pole beans that'll climb up a trellis or fence. Just like cucumbers, green beans love the sunshine and need well-drained soil. They also appreciate a good layer of mulch to help keep their roots cool and moist. Green beans are pretty prolific producers, so you'll be harvesting plenty of fresh pods for all your pickling needs. Chapter 6, Crunchy Cauliflower. Now let's add some fun texture to our pickles with cauliflower. These are not your typical pickling vegetable, but trust me, they're worth trying. Cauliflower florets add a wonderful crunch and a mild, slightly sweet flavor that pairs well with all sorts of spices and herbs. Now, cauliflower can be a little more high maintenance than some of our other vegetables. They prefer cooler temperatures and need consistent moisture to prevent the heads from forming too quickly. When you're planting cauliflower, it's best to start with seedlings rather than seeds. Choose a spot in your garden that gets plenty of sunlight, at least 6 hours a day, and make sure the soil is rich and well-drained. Before we get to our last pickling veggie, a reminder to click on the link in the description, where you can view products to get started on your pickling garden. And now, on to our last veggie. Chapter 7, Spicy Peppers. Finally, let's bring the heat with some peppers. These fiery little gems add a kick to pickles that's sure to wake up your taste buds. Now when it comes to peppers, you've got endless options. From sweet bell peppers to spicy jalapenos to fiery habaneros, there's a pepper out there for every taste. Just like cauliflower, peppers prefer warmer temperatures and need plenty of sunshine to thrive. They also appreciate well-drained soil and consistent watering, especially when they're young. Now, here's a little tip. If you're growing multiple varieties of peppers, make sure you keep them separated. Peppers can cross-pollinate, which can result in some unexpected flavor combinations. Well, there you have it, folks. 7 easy-to-grow veggies that are perfect for quick pickles. I hope this inspires you to start your own pickling garden this year. Tomorrow, we'll be reviewing the top 5 pickling jars and kits. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of growing your own food and then getting to enjoy the fruits, or should I say veggies, of your labor all year round. From crisp cucumbers and zesty radishes to sweet carrots and earthy beets, there's a flavor combination out there for everyone. Don't be afraid to get creative and experiment with different herbs, spices, and brines to create your own signature pickle recipes. And remember, gardening is all about trial and error. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, have fun, and enjoy the journey. Thanks for joining us today, and be sure to check back next time for more Garden Fresh inspiration. And don't forget to subscribe to Carrie's channel for more amazing tips and tricks. Happy gardening, everyone!